The next morning, Hamburglar, Oscar, Grover, and the Cookie Monster all woke up very early. There was still gunfire at this time, and they had to sneak out. They went around Sesame Street, planting bombs all over the place, blowing up communist bases. They killed several communist leaders. Sesame Street was now literally in ruins. The street was empty. There were still a few tanks going around with radical Muppets in them. The Hamburglar would throw a few nades under these, blowing them to pieces. Sometimes the Muppets would still be alive inside of them, but crippled. The Hamburglar would have his way with these Muppets. The street everyone had once loved was now bare and desolate. It was very cloudy out today, and it would probably rain. A helicopter came around. It had the yellow canary Nazi fiend in it, and it shot out all of the Muppets. The Hamburglar was still there, but his friends were dead. The Hamburglar whipped out a rocket launcher and shot down the helicopter. He thought the war would be over now, but it wasn't. As Big Bird fell, Mr. Snuffleupagus came to the rescue. He had evolved since the show had ended, and now had tiny wings coming out of his ears that lifted his ginormous body. He could fly now, and he rescued the yellow canary. All of a sudden, the ground rumbled. A huge cylinder that went 1,000 feet in the air arose from the ground of a fallen apartment building. The Hamburglar knew it was time. He walked toward the sand-colored brick cylinder that was in the middle of the city. This was the first serious moment in 1,000 years that he had been materialized. He walked up the circling stairs. Along them were barred windows with mean-looking, pissed-off birds in them. After about an hour of walking, he got to the top. It was an empty brick room. Nothing was in it. He sat there for a few minutes thinking, what the fuck? Right then, there was a crash from the other side of the room. A giant red elephant thing, known by children everywhere as Mr. Snuffleupagus, came crashing through with Big Bird on top, riding. He roared. The Hamburglar took a small pistol and shot Big Bird right in the head. Feathers flew over and blood splattered everywhere. Mr. Snuffleupagus then went nuts and smashed Hamburglar through a brick wall. The Hamburglar grabbed onto the bar of window falling down, unscrewed it, and climbed in using his awesome skills. He walked down into the street, where he laid down and jerked off for about 3 hours. He got up, walked away, and eventually found himself back at a McDonald's. So, whatever happened to the Hamburglar? From all I can know or tell, he went back to McDonald's where he currently resides. Maybe he went on other adventures. Maybe he's dead. We'll probably never know. Maybe he'll have another great adventure someday. Or maybe he choked on his own puke or cum and is decaying deep within the tubes. Snuffleupagus, on the other hand, is a whole nother story. He moved into the schoolhouse Barney the dinosaur lived and harassed kids in it, made himself King Snuffleupagus. There was an attempted assassination in 1996. He fled and has not been seen since. Today's story was brought to you with the number 666 and the letters FU.